Hey, what's up, YouTube? All right, today we'll be looking at how to create a web scraper or pretty much an application that takes information from a website and puts it into a more meaningful utilization inside an app. So, for instance, you have a website like this with information about recipes, Jamaican recipes, for instance, and pictures of what the food will look like, and you want to turn it into an app like this. This is what we will be building. Something you, as you can see, it has a image view with some description about what the recipe is, and you can slide and it looks all nice and good. And we even have some fancy text here. 10 dishes every Jamaican should know how to cook. If you're a Jamaican, which I am, believe it or not. All right, so you have a website like this, which is a common website or a typical website or webish, and you want to turn it into an app like this. All right, so first things first, you'd want to look at if your website that you're planning to scrape has any APIs. That's my first thing. If it has any API, just work with the API. Just utilize the API. No, there's no need to build a scraper if it has an API. And an API, for you guys who are just new to this, is a standout way of retrieving information from the web resource that the developers of the website made available to you. So you have paid APIs, you have free APIs. So I would not go on to build a scraper for a website that has a API. Why? Because it's much easier to use an API, and it's better, more efficient, and it can be a headache making a scraper when there is a better way to retrieve that data to utilize inside your app. But in the cases where there's no API and with the web developer's permission or consent, you can go ahead and utilize the information from the site. So pretty much that's with the consent of the web developer. So in this case, I'm not going to get into what you should do and whatever. I'm just going to show you how to do it and some of the techniques I utilize. And these techniques that I will be showing you are not exclusive to this website. It's just techniques in general. Although every website has its own quirks, you can still utilize some of this to build any scraper for your Android app. So all right, so let's get right into it. So this website that we're looking at, it's called Jamaicans.com recipes. All right, so pretty much what it does is gives you information on Jamaican recipes, so as Jamaican ital, sweet potato pudding, 10 dishes every Jamaican should know how to cook, that kind of situation. And this is the case of most blogs where the information is put on it, but there's no API. So at the end of this tutorial, you should be able to create a application similar to this, or you can create this exact application by utilizing the skill set that I will teach you in the next couple seconds. It won't take seconds though, but it will be just as fast. All right, so first things first, we notice we have an image view and we have a text view. So we have to get information to fill our image view and to also fill our text view that is coming directly from the website. So first thing I would do is to find out how does our website display information or display the information we want. So you can, if you're using the Chrome browser, press Control U and that will bring up your sources. All right, we're going to use that shortly. But what you really want is to inspect the element. So let's click and inspect the element to see how. Don't worry if it throws you into a responsive view or a tablet view or whatever they want to call that. What we're really looking for is when we inspect the element, what has the information that we need. And some knowledge of CSS and HTML is recommended to have here, that you can see what it is that you're going to be trying to query. So all right, so first things first, so we're looking, so we notice we have a lot of divs here, nested divs, but we want to find out how does the 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 um the the web developer display their information. So on every website that you're going to want to scrape, you're going to want to look at how is this information tagged and how is it displayed in your browser or any browser. So we found out in this one that all our information is in a class called main box inside. There you go, right here, main box inside. So you notice that every time you see information displayed, including the image and the description, it's in this major tag, it's in this mother tag, the main box inside. All right, that's what it's called. All right, so let's jump over into our Android application, or what we're going to be building. So let's bring up Android. All right, empty activity. Let's just call this scraper2. All right, and in terms of your minimum SDK, it can be Jelly Bean. So that's what I would be using. You shouldn't have any problem building out. Let me close my old project. All right, so we have our project ready to go. So what do we need? We need some tools. So the tools that we're going to be using to scrape is Anchor, and we'll be using JSoup. All right, so how do we get those? All right, so let's do that. You can type in jsoup.org/download, and then go down where it says Gradle, and you see compile.org.jsoup, blah, blah, jsoup1, blah, blah, blah. This is what you want. That's all you need to know. This is exactly what you want. So you just copy this right here, and you go over to your Android. You should be in your Android view. The Android Studio, you should be in your Android view. Go down to Gradle where you see this nice elephant. Click on the elephant. You'll see you see a project Gradle and a module.gradle. So we are going to the module, scrolling down, scroll. Right where you see dependencies, I normally create a space between my last implementation before it says test implementation. You can put it wherever you want, but that's where I would put it. And I just paste my JSoup dependency. It says compile here, so let's just remove compile and put implementation. There we go. I was wondering if that wouldn't come up. And all right, so that's us for JSoup. Now we want to get Anchor. So JSoup is for our scraping, and Anchor will be to run queries outside our main thread. Because if you query or you try to pull information on your main thread, what will happen is your app will crash. Android does not allow you to pull information on our query websites or any kind of external resource on your main thread. So for that, I use Anchor because Anchor is so much easier. So let's look for Anchor. So I'm typing ANKO, Android. Okay. And there we go, Anchor. And let's just look and see if we have implementation. Yep, this is what we want, Anchor. All right, so I don't know what the latest. Oh, this is the version. So you just copy this one, and we are at github/kotlin/anchor right up here. You can just put that in. So let's just copy this. Let's go over into our Android application. Let's paste that in here, and let's go for the rest of it, which would be this implementation JetBeans.anchor commons blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got. We don't need anything more complicated. All right, and let's go back and let's just paste this in. Okay. Okay. So, all right, let's sync our Gradle. And let's go into our manifest. So go to your manifest. And because we'll be pulling information from the internet, we need to add this. Uses permission Android internet. Very important. Let's close it here. Very important to put this, because if you don't put uses permission Android internet, your app will not use the internet. And if you're pulling resources from the internet, let's just say it's important to allow your app to access the internet, else it won't run. All right. So with that, let's just see if our modules that we added do work. So let's try do async, and you notice async anchor that. So that means that's working perfectly. All right, we're going to be coming back to that. The last dependency we need would be glide. So glide Android. And what do we need glide for? We need glide to display. It's the easiest image processing library that we can get that actually will be able to display our images the easiest. So let's copy these two right here, implementation, that long thing here, and annotation processor. Let's just copy that for good measure. Control C. And how do we get it? github.com/bumptext/guide. Glide. Oh my God, glide. All right, so and let's get to our Gradle. Yep, the module one, and let's go down to where we have all these good stuff that we just added. All right, so we have our JSoup, we have our anchor. Let's just paste it right below that, and let's sync it again. Okay. All right, so we have all our tools for our scraper. Now, what we want to do is to create our layout file. All right, so our layout file will contain what we need, our display. So pretty much what you're going to do in any scraper is what you want to put in that scraper. So let's just say you want to get images and text. You have images and text. In this situation, for the speed and to not let this video be over, let's just say 35 minutes and an hour or more, I've already created my layout, which looks nice and fancy, and I'll probably link it in the description. So I've already created mine, so I'm just going to go for my layout file, because guess what? Layout files can take a little while you're trying to get everything to be nice and proportionate and to look really nice and fancy. It kind of takes a while, so let's just get into that. But that has nothing to do with your what I'm saying. I'm lost for words. It doesn't have anything to do with your scraper. My God, I'm getting old. It has nothing to do with your scraper, except that it just shows how your scraper looks and make your scraper look wonderful. So I'm going to copy my layout file and paste it in. And when I'm done, I'll explain to you what is in my layout file. You can choose to use any layout file as long as it has a text view and a image view. So pretty much that's that. So let me just paste mine. So let me go over to the code section of my application, and let me just get rid of that and paste in that and go back to design. All right, and this is our layout so far. Image, text, image, text, image, text, and it's all in a scroll view. So there's a scroll view here, so the user can scroll down. There's a text before it because every scroll view comes with a linear layout. There's a text view before it, and after that we have a um, nested list view and a nested list view as well. So just list, list, list. All right. So okay, and there are linear layout list views. So pretty much that's it. So, and in it we have some card views. As I said before, these things are quite irrelevant to your actual scraping. This is just a way I want to lay mine out, and I'll leave this actual file in the description so you guys can download it, and all you just need to do is to paste it in order to follow this tutorial. So pretty much it has the names of what we need here. So let's just look into it again. There is in one of them, there's image one, which is this image here. It's in a card view to itself. D text, which is the text right here. And in the next one, there is image view 2 in a card view and D text 2 in a card view. And it goes on and on and on. When you download the file, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's jump over to our main activity. All right. Now, when we're trying to query a website, as I said before, we don't want to pull it from the main thread pull it on the main thread, because if we do, then your app will just suddenly crash. So you see this do async task is to do it in the background. And this comes from the anchor module that we added to our Gradle dependency. So pretty much what you're going to do is to query the website here using JSoup in the background. Remember JSoup? This thing right here that we added, JSoup, this. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be using. And we're in our main activity. So let's just create a variable. And let me call this doc. And let's just say JSoup. And it's asking me to import JSoup. So import it. .connect. And you'd put in right here the URL of your website. So in this case, the URL of our website is jamaicans.com/recipes. Now we copy this and we paste it inside our jsoup.connect and .get. All right, so what this is going to do is to get all the information from this website and store it in this variable called doc. Your variable can be called anything you want, but in my case, it's just going to be doc. All right, so we have that. So let's create another variable and we call that bar. And what are we going to try to get? Hold on, I just realized we messed this up. Yeah, there we go. And what are we trying to get? Let's go back here. We're trying to get all the information in the main box inside this one here. Remember, and it's a class main box inside. So let's go back here to our, and let's just call it all info equals doc dot get element by class. Because it is a class, JSoup allows us to get elements by ID, by class, by a whole lot of things. But in most cases, I've found that when we if our information is in a class, it's best to get elements by class. So the name of the class that we're trying to get the information out is main box inside. And I'm a lazy person, so I'll just simply copy the actual name of the class here. And I'll go back here and I'll just paste it in. So now we know that this is what we want. So this is always a good test when you're actually doing a scrape up. You always try to print out the information which is in your that you pulled. that has your main information to see if it's even working. It's not good to write everything out and never print out. You have to print out first to make sure that your app is actually pulling the information and there's no errors before you go further and start to create more stuff. So let's see what it's actually pulling from the website. So let's run our all right, there we go. We see that there is a error. Oh, we have a font that we're missing font. I copied over font. So let's go and create that font. So let's go, and that's for the special, that pretty looking font that you see at the top, that should be at the top. So let's go back to our res file, our res folder, and create an Android resource directory, and the resource type will be font. Right, so we have a font and we copy here, and the font that I used, which it was asking for, was this font called baby.tff, and that's the one that I got from the fonts. So that will be included. I'm going to link to that. I just changed the name to baby because it was easier to remember, and I always do that when making a scraper, and I'm just pasting it in here. All right, so that's supposed to get rid of that error that we were having. So now let's get back to our actual scraping. All right, so Gradle is doing its thing, and let's just go to, and let's just, okay, build out. So what we want is, we want out. You can type out. We're searching for what is the output of our app. So you should be, if you're doing this part correctly, you should be seeing HTML. So you should be seeing all your articles with all the information being pulled. So what's happening right here is it's pulling just this information alone. It's ignoring these, it's ignoring this, it's ignoring all of that. It's just pulling the information out of the document which has main box inside. That's what it's interested in, and that's what we're interested in, and that's what it's pulling. All right, so that is pretty much what we're seeing right here. It's pulling all that information. So cool. So we know our scraper is working. It's pulling that information. So let's go back here. So we no longer need this system that println that all info. So we know we're getting all info inside the main box. Cool, no problem here. So what we want now is to get our image. So where is our image? Let's find out. So we find out that our image is over by, let's read this thing, and this is where your knowledge of HTML comes in, because you must be able to tell what an image tag is, which is here. So you know that an image tag starts with img, so that's an image tag, and the source for the image tag is always within the same line, and it's called src. So your image tag is img, and if you're having problems with this, I suggest you guys go and take a look at some basic HTML, because you're going to need to remember or know these basic tags, such as an image tag and a source tag. So let's get back to where we are, okay? Because I'm trying to make this tutorial as simple as possible. I don't know how long I've been going, so let me just check here. Okay, I can't see a thing. I don't know. All right, it's probably long. All right, so yes, back to what I was saying. So pretty much that's how you get that. So we know that from this main box inside, which is now in all info, what we really need is to get the image tag, and the image tag only, because that's what we are going to need to fill up this part of our layout. Okay, so let's go back. So let's just create a next variable, var, and let me call this image. Let's just call it IM for short. I'm lazy. So IM. So we pull our all info, which is that variable right at the top here that has all the information. And outside of that, we're going to be pulling our um, um, our image. And let's see if we can get, and if you realize that you can't use get elements by class anymore, just put it in a for loop. So we're going to say for I in, and this is all info, or I in all info. And that's why I like Kotlin. Kotlin is so simple. We can just run a for loop without much typing. So for I in all info, we just say, all right, create our new variable and call it im equal to I dot get information by not class but by tag. And why we're getting it by tag is because we're looking for this, and this is not a class, this is a tag. This is image img. So we're going to get information by our image tag, which is img. Okay, so it's written as a string img. And let's get our, from that we want to get our source, the source of our image, which is right here, the source, src, which is the absolute source of this image. So dot src, dot attribute, attribute, which is attr, the attribute key, which is src. So pretty much let's get into what we're writing here. So we're trying to say, look in all info. So for the I, for all the elements in all info, search for and create this variable im, and get element by tag and get the img tag, which is your image tag. And when you get it, go for the attribute src, which is the source. Get us the source. And let's print this out and see what we're getting. So I like to go sys system.out.println, and I'm going to put in im to see if we're getting the right information. And by the way, guys, I'm at the logcat. So if you're wondering how I'm looking down here and wondering what I'm seeing, I'm at logcat. And if you're getting way more information that you want, notice I've put out. So only things that have system out are out on it that I want to see. If you don't, you'll be getting a lot of unnecessary information that your emulator is passing back to you that you don't need. All right, so let's run this and see. All right. All right, guys, and look at this right here. We are getting all the links to our images. If we click on any of these, it should bring you directly. Look at this. Brings you directly the exact source of our images. So pretty much what we've done so far, we were able to add our tools. We've been able to pull our images to eventually fill our layouts, which I told you the link will be in the description. You can use my layout if you want, or you can use your own layout. I like my layout because my layout is pretty. So pretty much we have been able to pull a recap. We've been able to pull this image from the website to use in our app. We are by no means done. We are still out in the wilderness because we are going to need to pull the text, and after we pull the text, then we are going to need to get them arranged. So pretty much, but we have done the first part of it, and this video is getting extremely long, and I don't like to make extremely long videos. So pretty much this is where I'm going to break the first part of our scraper, and in the next video we'll look at exactly what to do. And remember, guys, you saw the application that we're building, so you know what the end result should look like. Alright guys, so if you like this video, it's been longer than the normal video that I normally do, but this one actually I like to take you from concept straight to the finished product. So if you appreciate this, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Tell me what you think about it. Do you like these longer form videos, or do you rather my quick 5 minute, 6 minute videos which are more straight to the point, or you like this more tutorially based longer videos and that kind of stuff? And don't ask me where you can get the food. I don't know. It's just a website that I saw. Alright guys, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know you appreciate it. It takes a lot to make these videos, believe me, because I have to invest a lot of time in it. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, and look out for the next video where we finish up our scraper. Alright guys, so thanks for watching.